Welcome to the Northern Premier League goal show for Saturday, November 30th. We start at Broadhurst Park. 5 goals in this one as FC United host Lancaster City. Lancaster City without boss Mark Fell, who was taken ill in the week. And they got off to a terrible start. Sam Ashton bringing down Tunde Owolabi. 6-minute penalty tucked away by Paul Ennis. And a bad start got even worse as just a minute later, Ennis was on target for his second goal in as many minutes. And that was 2-0. That's how it stayed until the 84th minute when Rob Wilson gave the Dolly Blues some late hope. And their rush to get the ball back was well worth it because they too would strike a second in quick succession. A former FC United player, now Rodney. An improvised backwards header, making it 2-2 with just 4 minutes to play. But FC United would pinch the points amidst great scenes at Broadhurst Park right at the death. Chris Doyle popping up from the back and nodding home to maintain their place in and around the playoffs. There was a repeat of last season's playoff semi-final at Cantilever Park as Warrington Town welcomed Nantwich Town. And there was early goals in this one too. Mark Roberts heading home at the back post to give Warrington the lead after just 3 minutes. That's his 4th goal of the season. And it was 2-0 on 9 minutes. Jack McCreth's right wing cross, too much for the Nantwich defence. And Ben Garrity, Warrington's top scorer, was there to head home. But Nantwich went up the other end and pulled one back almost straight away. Joe Muswali pulling back for Sean Cook to sweep home tidily. That was 2-1 after just 10 minutes. But Warrington would get a decisive third shortly before the hour mark. Some nice play between McCreth, Tony Gray, Garrity, and then finished by Boan Dixon. That left Nantwich too much to do. Warrington up to third. Ashton United changed their manager this week. Jody Banham departed to be replaced by Michael Clegg, who moved from Atherton Collieries, but he didn't get off to a good start at Hurst Cross. Radcliffe almost getting off to a perfect start. Some last-ditch defending denying them an early goal. There was also a fine save from a point-blank header. But Radcliffe would take a lead into half-time. A bit of hesitation between the goalkeeper and the defender. And Liam Ellis was on hand to tuck the ball away. And just a minute into the second half, Tyree Sinclair, who's in great form at the moment, finished brilliantly to give Radcliffe a 2-goal cushion. And Sinclair got the second. Radcliffe have now won 6 on the bounce and are looking in great nick in their first season back in the Premier Division. Atherton Coles had their first match without manager Michael Clegg following his shock departure to Ashton. An early penalty got them on their way. Ben Hardcastle was fouled and it was Thomas Bentham who tucked it away. That was 26 minutes gone. And Bentham got a second 10 minutes later. Another clinical finish from the front man. And it was 3-0 at half-time. Ben Conway showing some great form in the first half. Coles were given a rallying cry by skipper Danny Lafferty before this match, both players and fans, and they certainly responded. Ben Hardcastle getting their 4th on 56 minutes. Bamber Bridge did pull one back. Gary Pett on 78 minutes, but they have now played 9 away from home and lost 8. Hyde United welcomed Witton Albion to Ewan Fields. New signing on display for the Tigers. They signed Brad Roscoe, last season's Team of the Year right back from Buxton, and he made his debut in this one. There wasn't much in the way of goals. In fact, there were no goals as Hyde and Witton played out a goalless draw. Another club with a new manager was Scarborough Athletic. Darren Kelly taking charge of the Sea Dogs for the first time in their derby clash against Whitby Town. Ryan Watson forcing a brilliant early save before Isaac Asensio headed over the bar when he should have done better. Whitby too had chances. Daniel Rowe and Adam Gell both going close. But it would be the host that opened the scoring. James Walshaw, 31 minutes in, a lovely 1-2, tucking the ball away. The first goal in Kelly's reign. And 3 minutes into the second half, the lead was doubled. Connor Thompson, the goal scorer. Whitby did get one back on 75 minutes through Connor Bell, but it wasn't enough. And Scarborough, who'd only won one game at home before this one all season, get off to a winning start under Kelly. And they'll be looking to move up the table.
A brilliant 3 points. You know, so I said to the players before the game, you know, do you need motivated for this really? Get a local derby, big crowd, great support, really get behind the players. Thought from the first whistle we were on it. Man to man, battles all over. I think all the battles all over the pitch, I think we won. You know, fully deserved the victory. Could have been literally 4-5.
Former Premiership manager Danny Wilson was in the dugout for Buxton as they hosted Michelova Sports. There was just one goal in this one. Stuart Bevan settling the game after just 8 minutes. Michelova have done the double over Buxton this season. Here are all the results from the weekend's games. There were postponements at Gainsborough and South Shields. South Shields remain top of the league, just a point clear of Lancaster, who failed to capitalise. Warrington leapfrog Baseford into third place. Radcliffe round off the playoff places. At the bottom, Stafford and Gainsborough weren't in action. They prop up the table. Buxton are in 20th position. Atherton Coles jump up above Bamber Bridge following their win at the weekend. In the BetVictor Northern Premier South East Division, the last remaining unbeaten record in the Northern Premier League is gone. Belper Town were beaten 2-0 at home by Leek Town. Josh Agbozo and Lewis Short, the goal scorers there. Kidsgrove Athletic were 4-1 winners over Ilkeston Town. Ruben Wiggins Thomas with a brace there. Stamford are up to the top of the table. They beat Newcastle Town 3-1. That's their 8th game unbeaten. And elsewhere, Sutton Coldfield Town were 2-0 winners at home to Wisbeach Town. Azai Masalia with a brace. And Worksop Town beat Cleethorpes Town 4-1. As mentioned, that means Stamford go up to the top of the table on goal difference. Leek Town are second. Carlton still up there in third place. Cleethorpes Town and Belper round off the playoff places. Belper have got a few games in hand. At the bottom, Newcastle Town still propping up the table. They are still without a home win this season. Wisbeach Town, Market Drayton Town and Chase Town are within touching distance. In the North West Division, Clitheroe continued their fine season so far with a 6-1 thumping of Ossett United. Marine were 4-1 winners at home to Kendal Town. Mosley and Trafford fought out a 1-1 draw. Pickering Town are off the bottom of the table. They beat their nearest rivals Dunstan by 4-1. Fling McNaughton and Daniel Earl both scoring a brace apiece. Ramsbottom United beat Marsk United 5-1. Nick Evangelinos with 2 there. And in a local derby, Widnes went down 2-1 at home to Runcorn Linnets. It's very tight at the top of the North West Division table. Workington on 28. Then we've got Trafford Marine and Clitheroe all on 27. Ramsbottom in 5th place on 26th after leapfrogging Marsk, who lost for just the second time this season. At the bottom, Pickering's win brings them level on points with Dunstan, although Dunstan do have a far superior points difference. They have plenty of games in hand, as do Cole, who've only played 9 in 16th place. Coming up this midweek, South Shields take on Stourbridge in their FA Trophy third qualifying round replay on Tuesday night. The prize is a place in the first round proper and a home game against Southport. It's integral League Cup action too this week. Market Drayton Town host Sutton Coldfield Town. Morpeth Town take on Marsk United. Pontefract Collieries play Ossett United. And Runcorn Linnet welcome Leek Town. That game has been reversed. It was originally drawn to be played at Leek. All those games are on Tuesday night. There are also plenty of County Cup games as well, all mainly on Tuesday. Stafford Rangers are in action on Wednesday in the Staffordshire Senior Cup before there is a full programme of league fixtures next Saturday. That's all from me. That's full time for now.